Don't you stop, 'cause tonight it's on the line. Show me how you get on down. Close my eyes, take me for a ride. Got to be you. So come and light me up. I still need your fire.
Hello and welcome to an event debrief vlog. Yeah, I think that's what I'll call it. I'm not really sure. I've never done one of these, but I've woken up this morning and I am absolutely buzzing. Still buzzing from yesterday's event. So we finally got out eventing after, what did we work it out to be? 300 and something days. Like almost a year. It's absolutely crazy. So crazy. As I say, absolutely buzzing. And I was like, actually, whilst I'm like this, and of course last night I have re-watched all my videos, as we all do, probably about 10 times each. Watched back the dressage test, watched back the show jumping, the little snippets I've got of cross country. And I just thought I would put it all in one place and talk more detailed about the test, the show jumping, cross country. So string them all together. Of course, there will be the normal MT Adventures vlog out on Tuesday. So if you're late watching this, it will be in the description below as soon as it is live. And I mean, that is going to be the daddy. That's got all the behind the scenes, all our antics, comical moments, because there always is when it's Tina and I. So yeah, so look out for that one. But I just wanted to sort of, for my own memories as well, is put it all together of the dressage, show jumping and cross country. So I've just got to the ponies now. We're gonna go for some moochie hacks. Obviously Spritey didn't get ridden yesterday and Lola is about to have quite a few days off in the next week or so. So I was like, actually, let's take her out for a leg stretch after all her efforts yesterday, where she was a very good girl. And I'll get them in because currently they're walking away from me as I'm going towards them with the hecklers. So I will get them in and then we'll move on to dressage. Oh, you're not as clean as you were yesterday, are you? Oh, all right. I'll get Spritey first, shall I? So we'll move on to dressage in a mo. Ponies in, tacked up, and we've decided to go for a ride and lead. So I realised that I didn't actually say where we went. Yes, we went eventing, but didn't say where or level or anything like that. So we headed to Launceston, a firm favourite of ours. We've done it quite a few times there, although they did put a bit of a twist into that, but we'll come on to that later. Oh, and we were riding at level BE90. Almost forgot again. So first up was dressage. The way the dressage arenas were set up, you were allowed to really come out nice and wide to get onto that centre line, which was lovely. I just wish I had attacked this centre line just a little bit more, daring the judge really, but I guess competition nerves take over you. But we did get a fairly straight comment from the judge and scored us a 7. Then on to a change of rein where our mark increased by half a point and we got 7.5. Now I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. We may have come around here and I totally forgot up until about there. I remembered that we were meant to be doing a half 20-metre circle, but thankfully it didn't look like I had forgotten. I remembered just in the nick of time. So for both of these half 20-metre circles, we scored 7.5s. And then in this next corner coming up is a transition to Canter. And we scored a 7 from the judge for that. And on to a 20-metre circle. Now the judge has written a comment on this circle just saying quarters in, tendency to be on the forehand. But I've got to admit, I'm actually really chuffed how high her pole is. Canter is often where her pole can drop, but she kept it up. And then coming down to our transition to trot, which I think went pretty smoothly and is something that we have been really working hard on in our training, so it's nice to see that paying off. Then it's on to the 2 half 20-metre circles, which the first one the judge said that we could have had more bend, but we did score 2 7s. Then just mirroring what we did on the other rein, picking up Canter and then doing a 20-metre circle. So we scored a 7 for our transition, and for our circle the judge also scored us a 7 but just said on the forehand. But as I've mentioned, I'm just so chuffed about her pole staying up and not allowing it to drop. And Canter is quite often where it does drop. And then this transition down to trot, I have to admit, was not the best, as the judges marked us 6.5 and loss of balance. Totally and utterly agree with that one. Then into medium walk, I thought the transition was pretty smooth. And walk actually is probably Lola's hardest gait, because she's got such a big, long strided walk, which for the free walk on the long rein, like now, is brilliant. And for this, we scored a 7. The judge just said, pleasing ground cover. That's her long walk, but could have had more relaxation. But for the first test on grass, I think I can allow her to have a little bit of tension. But as I was saying, her walk is the hardest gait, just because it's so long. To then bring it back for a medium walk, you really have to like slow her down and make her stride shorter. But we did score a 7, and then it's onto the centre line in walk, where you're just, please don't jog or trot before you're meant to. And then we scored a 7 for this final centre line, and a comment saying could have been straighter into the halt, but we did correct ourselves and got her to stand square. So big pats for Lola, absolute chuffed with that test. So the ponies have just been fed their dinner, and I was like, why not come up here and sit down in the sunshine in the field? Millie Dog's come and joined me, and we'll finish it off here. So you've just watched the dressage, and as you can probably tell, or from hearing, the marks were very, very consistent. So I am super pleased with Lola, and I've got to admit, I did come out and went straight to my mum and was like, I'm really happy with that. It felt consistent and didn't feel like she was really dropping her pole. The only thing I think I said when I came out was the second canter to trot transition. I felt that she went very onto the forehand, but other than that, I was really pleased. She was rideable. I do think that my competition nerves, you know, we all get them. If I'm being super critical here, you know what I'm like with my dressage, is just needed that little bit more impulsion, just to get those 7s to be more like 8s and 7.5s. So that's the only thing. I just felt like my nerves, I almost just didn't keep her all connected and together, if that makes sense. But I cannot complain. We finished, after our dressage, we were actually in 8th place. So really, I'm not complaining. 30 is an absolute brilliant score. And for the first event out, first test on grass, we all know what that's like. They can get a little bit hot feet when it's on the grass and not in a surface, in a sand school. So over the moon with her, and definitely can't complain. On to show jumping. Now, I've got to admit, when we walked it, we got there in time to make sure that we definitely walked it. And it was quite twisty-turny. Again, on grass for the first time. We haven't jumped on grass for a long time in competition. But as you've seen probably in the previous few vlogs, we've been jumping at Coleraine quite a lot recently, which absolutely has helped massively, because I've got to admit, when I walked that course, I was like, oh well, at least they don't look as big as Coleraine. So fingers crossed. Yes, it's on grass, but we're going to give it our best shot. So what I'll do is I will insert the whole round here and do a voiceover on that. So I may have seen a bit of a long one to this first fence, probably not ideal, but thankfully it was a spread and Lola picked up. Then I was like, I really need to get her back to me for the upright that's about to come up on a related distance to a spread. But she actually pulled my arms out into that fence. She was really keen, and then she was just a bit lucky here at the fillers, but thankfully it did go, hence the reason I was a bit pony club kicking. Then coming around to this double. Now this was actually, when I walked it, quite a short double for Lola, so I made her go deep to the first part, make her bascule, get 2 lovely strides, and cleared it. Then she gave me a little cheeky flying change on the dog leg to number 5. Then here she was disunited on the wrong lead, and we had another related distance coming up, so I needed to get her back, make sure that she was set up correctly for that. We did actually rattle that spread, and that made me really ride around this corner again, get her back to me to make sure that for this next related distance to lovely stride over that spread, and then to the dreaded planks as the final fence. And she did chip in, but she did pick her feet up, so we got a clear round. Yay! So we got a fab clear in the show jumping. I was absolutely over the moon. As we all know, show jumping is my worst phase, or it has been my worst phase. I am starting to actually enjoy it an awful lot more, and loving that I'm actually riding it now and not just sort of kicking and hoping. So yeah, really chuffed with her. Gave me a super clear. We were very lucky on fence 7. She did touch it, but it stayed put. So very happy. And also with the planks, she chipped in but she got over them. So no, really pleased. Actually being twisty turny I think helped me, because it almost allowed me to really make sure that I was sat up around corners, getting her back to me bouncy, and you had time that, like, between, I think it was fence 5 and 6 when I needed to change legs. Super pleased with her, as I am the whole day, to be quite honest with you. And on to the epic cross country. Miss Lola was rather excited in the start box. She was pouring the ground. We were stood there a minute, and then all of a sudden she gave me an almighty buck, and it's funny because if that was out hacking or something, I would be probably a bit more scared, but because I know that it's just sheer excitement and just wanting to get out there and get going, it made me giggle really, and I think that helped me then to relax, and I'm smiling and laughing at her. And then we got the 10 seconds. So out the start box we went pretty fast out the start box. I really wanted to get Lola thinking forward. Sometimes she can be a bit backward thinking, and then that's when she can be a bit sticky at fences. So I wanted her to know that I meant business. Come on, we're going out there. And she just responded to that and was like, yep, okay, let's go. She was awesome. Over fence 1 she was a little bit, and I really had to kick her. Like I said, she can be a little bit backwards. So after that we went out through the gateway and went flying. So fence 1, fence 2, then on to fence 3, which was a step down, and then a bit of a dog leg to a flower bed. Now I steadied her up, brought her back to me, and you know when things all happen so quickly, I don't quite know what happened, but she spooked, but for like only a split second, not even a second. It was literally like and carried on, which for some reason completely unseated me. So just before this drop down, we're jumping off this drop, I have lost both my stirrups, and I am looking as if I'm going to be coming out the side door on the left, and I was like, no! I grabbed hold of her neck, and I was like, I'm just that feeling of like, no, come on. And bless Lola, I am so chuffed with her. She really helped me out. She almost like chucked her head up, put me back into the saddle, and then because it was a B element, you're not able to circle or anything, I was like, we're just gonna have to do this with no stirrups. Come on, Lola. And bless her, she just jumped it. And I was just like, oh, proud, like just so pleased that she helped me. And we came to a halt. I gathered myself back together, was like, ooh, that was close. Got my stirrups back, and then kicked on to fence 4. She jumped lovely, and 5, which was on a bit of a downhill, bit of a undulating ground just before it, but she jumped that really lovely. Then we had to go down a step where we actually had a stop last year, so I was a little bit nervous, but again brought her back, made sure that she had loads of time to see what it was, because it is going light to dark. She went down that absolutely fine. I was buzzing. And then the rest of the course just seemed to fly by. She was on it. She was super keen and just jumped everything. So lovely. What I did fail to mention is obviously we have done Launceston quite a few times, but they actually changed the way of the course. So the course was running what we would class as backwards. And because of the horses doing it so much, and us, I kind of wondered if that would put her off at all, but it didn't. The course all flowed. 6, 7, 8, 9 all flowed lovely. Then at fence 13 was a new chicaner, and of course we're jumping away from home. It's got sand in front of it. Lola's coming back. Come here, Lily. Come here, you're all right. I had sand in front of it, and I just wondered if Lola was going to look at it or not. She didn't, and I was a bit vocal. My growl, I was like, I think I said something like, go on, we can jump this, and over we went, and absolute massive loads of pats, praising, good girls. Oh, she was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, loved it. And then we had a boat to jump before a very sharp left-hand corner, and she took an absolute flyer. I think I just didn't bring her back enough for me, to be quite honest with you. Just let my reins slip and just pulled a little bit on my left on landing, and then round the left-hand corner, no problem, into the water and into the next field. She felt brilliant. The second half of the course, we just needed to slow down a little bit. We were quite up, and I think I had gone up because you're allowed to be 15 seconds obviously under the optimum time. Because we had gone out with that mentality of meaning business, the second half I was able to just let her just cruise home, which was lovely. We then had a combination at fence 15, and then it was the homeward stretch all the way back, and she just ate it up. She absolutely ate it up, and she was a very good girl, gave me an absolute super duper ride. And yeah, that post cross country buzzing, still buzzing today, still got it now. You can't beat that feeling, as Tina always says, like, you want to bottle it up. If you could bottle it up, it would be lovely. But yeah, absolutely epic day. We were inside the time. We finished on our dressage score of 30, and then it was eagerly watching the results on the Eventing School's website, and we came third. Absolutely buzzing. It was just nice to know that all the hard work that we have put in during lockdown and after it, and not rushing to get back out eventing, it all paid off and it all came together. It was also lovely at the end of cross country to see how quickly Lola recovered. Just means that she is fit enough, and to be honest, she was still wired afterwards, that I think she probably could have gone around again, bless her, and she was fine out on the hack today as well. So it's nice to know that she's feeling well at the moment. But roll on Pontypool in 2 weeks time. Of course, guys, as I said, look out for the vlog coming out on Tuesday of the MT Adventures Fun, the proper eventing vlog of all that happens at an event, behind the scenes, getting ready, pampering, plaiting, all of it will be out Tuesday evening on Tina's channel. So make sure that you are subscribed and notifications on, as you are hopefully with mine. Also, let me know, guys, if you like this type of eventing vlog debrief, and I will be sure to do more of them as we get back out again in 2 weeks time. Eek, buzzing. Hope you have enjoyed it, guys, and I will see you very soon. Bye. Say bye.